want to give a shout out to Louis the seller. This guy is just, man, he sent me this. I'm going to respond, but he sent me, actually, I'm probably going to put it here in the video. He sent this to me, and I'm just going to let you look at it because it's fucking awesome. Louis, you're fucking awesome. This is some good shit. So for those folks who really don't think you can do it, just check out Louis. It starts with one step. This is Glendon Cameron making money with storage unit auctions. This is almost kind of a rant, but it's not a rant. Got one of those crazy emails, and I'm really working on not just going off on people because there's a lot of ignorance out there, and this is actually something that's very fundamental to any business. I don't care if it's storage auctions, I don't care if it's picking, I don't care if it's a cupcake shop. It's called having an operating budget. Someone was saying, hey, you know, if you spend $10,000 a week without selling anything, you're going to go broke. Maybe you will, but real business professionals, no, because there's this thing called the operating budget. What is an operating budget for the uninitiated? It is money set aside to operate your business without money coming in. If your business is not set up where you have a true operating budget and you're living hand to mouth, it's gonna be incredibly hard for you to reach the next level, if impossible, because you're stressed out and you can't really run your business. Now, our operating budget was 50 grand a month. What does that mean? Could spend $50,000 before making a dollar, which means could buy units whether we were selling units or not. Because this is the thing. The more stuff you buy, the more stuff you have, the more money you will make. The thing is, you know, I'm going to have to go because people have become seduced by the TV shows that's thinking, I'm going to go buy a unit. It's going to be kind of loosely packed, and I'm going to pull that one thing out. I'm going to have it appraised, and I'm going to... No! You will go broke doing that shit. This is what you do to be a storage auction star. And I've got a lot of people who are working on this stuff. Right now, you may not have the money to compete. You know, you're feeling down on yourself. You want to get out there. Understand, storage auctions are not going anywhere. As long as people keep doing dumb shit, buying shit they don't need, putting themselves in bad predicaments, not having a savings account, spending every penny they have, there will always be people losing their shit at storage auctions. It's not going to change. So don't worry your pretty little head that this stuff's going to disappear and you're going to miss the gravy train. You're not. I see articles every week where somebody got this great unit and made a lot of money. So it's still there. So calm your janky ass down and follow this plan. Number one, you must learn how to manage your money. If you don't manage your money's going to manage you. That is it's irrefutable. I'm sorry. You can't disagree with it. You can't like, oh, if I get more money, I'm going to do better. No, you get more money, you're going to fuck up on a larger scale. That's what you're going to do. Did you know that many lottery winners are broke in 5 years because they don't know how to handle money? I don't care if it's $30. I don't care if it's $300. If you do not know how to handle money and hold on to money, it's going to be very hard for your business to be successful, regardless of what you do. So, number one, while you're sitting there going, I want to get out there, I want to be like Dave, I want to be like Daryl, bump that noise. Get your internal house together. First of all, learn how to save money. Learn how to have $200, $300, $400, $500, $600 in your wallet, and it's still there at the end of the month because you ain't spending it. Because you're like, oh, I gotta get this. Develop some fucking discipline. Seriously, it will set you up for the rest of your life. Number one, learn how to manage money. I don't care what you have to do. I don't care what kind of games you have to play with yourself. You must learn how to save. Let me say it again. You must learn how to save. Once you learn how to save and learn how to stack some cash, then you're getting yourself ready. I'm going to tell you a story about the guy that who used to buy my gold. And he told me, he said, if you get a war chest of 10K, just 10 grand, not 100 grand, not 50 grand, not 25, but $10,000, that puts you in a situation where you always have capital to buy. And if you always have capital to buy, you can make money. You make your money when you buy the stuff, not when you sell it. Why? Because the price that you bought that item never changes. The price that you sell it possibly could change a lot. That's the reality of it. So learn to save. Develop a war chest. What is a war chest? I'm going to get real deep with this. This is money that you don't need to pay your cell phone bill, that you're not taking chicks out on dates, you don't have to pay your mortgage with it. This money is above and beyond what you need to live on. It's right there sitting somewhere. And build the war chest. Learn how to save money. Brown bag your lunch. Because see, this is the thing. What I have noticed from buying all of these units and looking at people is we as Americans do what we truly want to do. If we truly want a sports car, we're going to make that shit happen. We may be paying $900,000 a month for it, but we make it happen. You want a big screen television? You get it. If you can't save it, you rent it. If you can't rent it, you charge it on credit or whatever way you do it. So be about your business. Stop with the bullshit like, oh, I can't do it. No, you can do it. It means sacrifice. It means you may not go out on Saturday night for a year. It means you won't have the latest and the greatest. It means you may have to cut some shit off. Because a good friend of mine told me, if you're serious about your endeavor, about your business, you will be about your business 24/7, 365. And it's true. It's true. So learn to manage money. Now, to be a storage auction star, to be a picking star, you're going to need at a minimum $2,500 to $5,000 that's not part of your daily budget. Because see, this is the thing. You know, picking on the shows again because I'm going to have to because people are coming at me all crazy. I have bought stuff in 1 month and didn't even damn unload the unit until the next month. Why? It's called having a supply chain. This is what happens in the business. If you're really in the business, you have something called a run. You'll have a weekend, you don't really do that much. Then the next weekend, you get people, they'll come in, you'll sell 5 washer and dryer sets. You'll sell 5 living room sets. It's like crazy. The next thing you know, you have all of these freaking holes all over your place. And if you do not have supply chain management, guess what you have to do? You have to take all that new fresh cash and go out and spend whatever to get inventory because you did not properly plan for your fucking business. That's why these shows are like, you know, leaving people like people go, I can't be successful because you're not seeing the whole picture. Learn how to save money. Discipline. War chest. Supply chain management. Sometimes I would have 2 to 5 units rented full of stuff and wouldn't touch them for a month or 2. Why? Because I was in the business. There's something that's called a drought. I can't explain it. You'll go out for weeks. You will have a pocket full of cash and you won't see shit you want to buy. I don't know. It happens. And it'll happen for a week. It may go on for 2, 3, 4. The longest one that went on was 6 weeks and I was like, what the hell is going on? I was all over my information. I was at every auction. And it was just like, there was nothing to buy. I was like, what the hell? But because I had supply chain management, I had inventory to sell to my customers to keep the cash flow coming in, and my operating budget just got bigger and bigger and bigger. See, this whole notion of buy today, sell today is some bullshit. You can't run your business like that. You can sell a few things like that, but most of the stuff, you're going to be on it. You're going to sit on it for a week or 2, maybe a month. And that's normal. That's normal. This whole stuff about, hey, you know, I bought it on Tuesday and I made $5,000, but that's some bullshit. It can happen. This happened to me, but normally I bought a unit. It took me a week to a month to sell everything. Normally. But supply chain management. I got all this stuff. It's like I got this unit in play. I got this unit in play, this unit in play, and all that stuff's going. You've got to learn how to manage a lot of stuff all over the time. You have to be successful. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because a lot of people are coming out to the auctions because of the shows, and they're coming out with some of the most jacked up, unreasonable expectations I've ever seen in my life. Will not do any research And actually, if there is some good information, we'll say, I'm smarter than that because, I saw it on television and they ain't that smart and I'm smarter than that. Next thing you know, they've lost $3, $4, $5, $6, $7,000 and they're wondering what the hell happened. Do your research. I have proof positive that I've got kids who don't have cars, who live at home with their mom and parents, who watch the videos and bought the book and are making freaking money. So, it's really, really crazy. That's why I'm saying it's the rant part, because in any business, there's certain metrics, certain things you just can't get around. I don't care what you're selling, you have to have a war chest. It's mandatory because, first of all, it gives you peace of mind. It gives you peace of mind because regardless of what may or may not happen, you're always in a position to take advantage of the opportunities as they drop into your lap. When you are hand to mouth, you're going to miss out on so many wonderful opportunities because you're not properly positioned to take advantage of them. Learn to have 5 to 10 grand in an account somewhere that you ain't got to do some shit with. Seriously. I have met so many people who do not have high incomes, but they have high discipline, who have 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, $100,000 cash in a checking account somewhere. And they don't make, because they know how to manage money. I'm going to tell you something. Half of life is learning how to manage money. If you manage your money, regardless if you make 20 grand a year or 200,000, and if you're making 25, like I used to work at Northside Hospital, and there was this guy who worked in housekeeping. Housekeeping, right? He was a cool dude. I mean, he was just cool people. And he lived close to me. And one time I was like, hey, man, my car's in the shop. Could you come get me? Dude came and got me in a 300Z. And he was telling me about, his 300Zs. I was like, he works in housekeeping. And we just started talking. And believe it or not, this guy that worked in housekeeping actually mentored me. And I made 3 to 4 times as much money as he did. Because I worked in a lab. He was like, well, this is what I did. He's like, I met this cool guy back home, and he always said, man, a man always has money. He was just like that. A man always has money. You are not a man if you don't have money. He took that to heart. And he said his first 2 jobs, he lived at home with his mama and saved 70% of what he made before he moved out. And he's like, that was about 20 grand. Here's a guy who's like delivering pizzas and shit, and he's got 20 grand. Then he got a better job, but he continued to save. The guy does not have a credit card. He didn't believe in credit. He had a brand new 300Z that he paid cash for, and this is how I did it. He traded up. He bought an older one, did some stuff to it, flipped it, made a little bit more money, took that money, put it in another one until he flipped his way into the car that he wanted with no car note. And this is a guy that worked in housekeeping. I learned so much from that dude in 1 year. It was amazing. When sometimes he's like, sometimes I pretend I'm broke. Sometimes I forget I have money on me. Because when you learn how to hold money, you draw more money to you. When you're blowing money blowing money fast, you're going to be broke before you know it. So that was one of my mentors, and he taught me so much. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be a business owner, there's 2 things you're going to need, unless you just got a hell of an idea and you can get other people to buy in. You're going to need to learn how to manage money, and you're going to have great credit. You're going to need both of those. And people are like, oh, you don't need credit and you can get... No, see, whenever you sell parts of your business in equity, you give up control and you give up profit. You give up a lot of control and a lot of profit. If you can manage how to do it yourself, you save yourself so much money and you make so much money. Now, the big lesson is on flipping units. Get your war chest together and learn how to have patience. Everything does not sell immediately. There are things that have seasons. You may come across something that's not going to sell in the summer, but it's going to fly in Christmas. What do? Supply chain management, inventory. You put it where you need to put it and you hold on because you know you're going to make 3 times as much if you sell it in the fall than if you sell it in the summer. But if you're living hand to mouth and you always need money because you can't manage money, you're going to lose so much freaking money, it will make your head swim. So if you're not in a position to be a picker or go to storage auctions, you're in a great position because you can start building that financial foundation that will set you up for life. Learn to save money. I'm serious. And it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot because you get to 25. And also, when you learn how to save money, you keep yourself out of trouble. You don't have all these crazy bills. You don't have the bill collectors calling you because you learn how to manage your money. And I'm going to say it again. And this is my saying for all you little smart ass people like, well, Glendon, no. Manage your money or your money's going to manage you. I lived it. I know it. I was able to sit there and write my first book for the year. Messed around for a year. And I had no income coming in. Zip. I did it on savings. I'll tell you the plan. I mean, yeah, I had a little grip. I'll be honest. But you know what my plan was? I would write every day. And I would go out once a week. And I wouldn't take chicks out on dates unless they reciprocated. Yeah, that's what I did for a year. Now I have 4 books. You have to pay the piper. You know, one of the biggest problems with people is they want that business, but they want to maintain a baller lifestyle before they deserve it. Because once you go through this vetting process, it makes you so strong as a person that you don't have to have certain things to show off for folks because you have it on the inside. I drive a 94 BMW, which valets seem to love. I don't have to have the latest and greatest cars because cars will keep you broke. It is a scientific fact that people who keep their cars 10 years or longer retire 7 to 10 years earlier than folks who don't. That's how powerful that interest is that's coming out of their checks, that's coming out of their money pile. So if you want to get in this business, step number 1, learn to save. Step number 2, develop an adequate war chest. You have to do it. Step number 3, learn how to manage your money at all times. Step number 4, have patience. Everything doesn't sell quickly, and just because it doesn't sell quickly doesn't mean it was a bad buy. Places sell better in other places. Like, I'll give you an example. I have a friend that has a store way up in the hills. All that country shit I would get, like, you know, the Mission Furniture did well in town, but like, I call it country kitchen cracker. I mean, just really country furniture. I hated that stuff, but I had an agreement with her. I would give her that stuff and she would give me the modern stuff. Now, I would like take a truckload up there and that stuff would be sold in a week. I would be sitting on that stuff down here in Atlanta for damn near a month. You got to, you know, create these partnerships. And then, you know, she couldn't sell modern stuff. So she would give me the modern stuff and then bam, I would flip that stuff. And I mean, it got to be such a wonderful relationship because we're really good friends to this day. And sometimes I have $2-3 grand of her money on me and she had my money and I wasn't even worried. But that's what you do when you build a business and you have the appropriate outlook for that business. Because I'm telling you, for you folks who are listening to this channel, and I can tell who's actually listening to the videos and reading the books because they don't ask these little dumbass questions. You have to have the information, you must apply the information, and you must be consistent with the information. Because I'm telling you, call me an arrogant bastard, but if you get my book and you watch these videos and you have some patience, you're going to do okay. I'm not going to promise you're going to become rich. I'm not going to promise you're going to have the success that I have. I'm not going to do that. But I will say you will do far better than those average folks who are just going out there like, I'm going to go buy some storage because it looks so easy on television. It's amazing. It's just amazing. And all this stemmed because someone wanted to debate me about the pearls I have in the operating budget. I'm learning not to debate fools and the ignorant. I'm learning because any business major knows about an operating budget. Anybody that's been in business 5 years knows about an operating budget. And if you've been in business for 5 years and you don't have an operating budget, you're a dumbass because you are pretty much stunted the growth of your business. It's not going to go anywhere. It's going nowhere fast. So get your money together, get your discipline together, And understand, you can win in this business life. You can really win. And I'm gonna tell you, being a business owner is wonderful. Is it for everyone? No. But I'm gonna tell you, the benefits are out the ass. The biggest one is you get to control your destiny. You don't have anybody over your back saying, you need to do this, you need to. No, you just go forward in your life doing what you need to do. And I'm telling you, the satisfaction and the happiness is, I can't tell you how good it feels when I wake up out the bed and I come into my office and I'm just like, wow, there's some orders there. Wow, there's this beautiful comment. Wow, and I'm doing this every day. I'm a little poor kid that grew up in Alabama with a speech impediment, spent 6 years in special ed. If I can do it, you can do it. Trust me on that. It just takes time, consistency, and faith. If you are willing to put in the work, I guarantee you're going to be more successful in the future than you are today. All right, this is Glendon with Making Money with Storage Unit Auctions.